Hey everyone, welcome to Two Guys Making Pride, where Gen X meets Gen Y. Enjoy the show.
We're good.
Yeah. You know, in the preparedness space, there's a lot of apprehension. Okay. So one of the things that I've had to deal with is people not they get in Facebook groups and they're looking for connection and advice and they ask questions. And there's always some douche that wants to try to own somebody.
Hmm.
The whole purpose of these people that don't know anything to go in these groups is to get the knowledge from you.
They want to learn. Yeah.
Right. So if you don't want to share your knowledge, fine, just shut up. You're discouraging people, okay, from being in the space, and it gives the genre a bad reputation. There's a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of camaraderie that can be honed from these groups,
Hmm.
and even from the keyboard warriors and stuff. Just if you don't got something, we're taught in kindergarten, our generation. If you have nothing nice to say, don't
Shut up.
say it. Shut up, man.
Exactly. And
Um,
you see me online. I
yeah,
mean, sometimes I will dig into someone when they are overtly assholish. Let's
yeah,
put it that way. But for the most part, I try to play nice as possible. But there is the occasion where you just finally like, I gotta. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm gonna rip them. you
If
know.
if you want to be like that, go to Twitter.
Yeah.
That space is for that. You know. I had someone comment on an activity post that was for that homesteading thing that I did, and that was like over a month ago. And she's like, "Oh," she was asking a question. I'm like, "Oh, this already happened in July, but if you want to, be in a loop, DM me. We'll exchange contacts, whatever." And she asked some questions, and then we DM'd. And what she was saying to me is what you see a lot out there. Why are people not friendly? No one wants to talk to you, and yada yada yada. Well, and I replied to her respectfully, and
Yeah.
gave my advice. But it's a double-edged sword because you meet people in this space who are just they drink too much Kool-Aid from whatever narrative that they're following, okay? And they lead with that, okay? Most people are not believing what you're saying, whether it's true or not,
Right.
okay? So don't lead with that, okay? So like when we were talking about hiking on the trail, I don't try to tell people what to do, per se. I sometimes just try to steer the conversation away from political, you know, you know, all the stuff that is just going to turn off your main
Hmm.
your moderates within the genre,
Right.
okay? Because they don't want to be associated who they feel as a kook. And if you're talking about the what they perceive as the kooky things, then they're just going to move away from you, you know. So that's a little bit challenging. You got to be able to maneuver with people with that. Um, you know, People are like, "Oh, how do you meet like-minded individuals?" Well, you don't sit there and go and post on whatever site or forum and say, "Hey, Athens, Georgia here, looking for like-minded people. Let's connect." No, that's not how you do it.
Because people see that and they're like, I don't know you, OPSEC, get the hell away from me.
Right. You're half-assing it.
Right.
Okay. Sit there and say, "Hey, I'm looking to connect with some people that are like-minded. Love to do a hike or meet at a restaurant. I'm willing to organize it. Let me know who's interested."
Or if they ask something even a little more specific, like, hey, I'm looking at doing solar, or like whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking to start my pantry properly.
Yeah.
Ask a specific question, and most likely you'll get a gazillion answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that are online, they're just comfortable being online
Yeah.
for whatever the reasons are. So, I mean, and you can develop a certain amount of connection with them, exchange recipes, we like to say, but you really can't get to know people until you meet them,
Right.
you know? And
I mean, like with you, I knew you online. We've talked what 3, 4 times.
yeah,
You could have been a freak for all I knew.
yeah,
You know, I mean, of course, you show up. I'm wearing my Glock on my
Yeah.
side, anyways,
Yeah.
just in case.
Days.
Who knows? You know what I mean? When you come to the gate, you're like, don't shoot me,
Yeah.
because you really don't know. I mean,
Right. And I read the signs. Dogs. I know you have guns.
yeah, I mean, because you don't know who is Ted Bundy.
Right.
He was the nice, quiet guy, and
Yeah.
he's eating people. You really don't know, so you got to be careful, regardless.
Yeah, and I didn't do something that I normally do with my meetup. So if I'm meeting up with people, I don't post certain information online. I usually try to get them the DM or do email
Right.
just to gauge your seriousness.
Right.
Okay. Because everyone will sit there and like and say, oh, interesting, following. That annoys me. Okay. And posting on a post about details for stuff is not a good way to communicate.
Right.
That's not good for changing things up. People don't check it all the time. So when I have them on alternative communication, I'll sit there and say, okay, yeah, we're meeting here at 9 o'clock for the hike, whatever. I'm wearing this, and the color of my truck is this, and it's this make and model. So you know it's me. Oh, and I'm wearing a hat, and I have this feature about me.
Right.
Okay? So when you get out into the meetup and you see people standing around, sitting around, I'm like, oh, are you so-and-so? You kind of can see if they're a girl or a guy, because usually you can see their profile picture,
Right.
unless they're putting "Don't tread on me" or
Yeah.
FJB or something, that doesn't help. I like that one though. But sometimes people are too concerned about their anonymity
Yeah.
online. Oh, they're probably a Fed. First of all, we give away all of our information for free. Okay? The algorithms know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
The
if you
social
think you
media
don't have a list on you already, I mean, I've joked around many times, and it's not a joke. I mean, I have friends who are in law enforcement, both city, state, federal. I know federal guys, and I've often joked when people in the past come to me, "Aren't you afraid of being on a list?" I'm like, "Ma'am, I'm on every list known to man. I probably have my own satellite. Every now and then I look up and I wave, just just so I know. It's like, hey, yeah, it's me. Hey, how you doing?" And I mean, again, if you think you're on a list, you're on a list.
and you
Simple
can't
as-
be
Yeah.
in this space connecting with people and not risk being on a
Right.
list.
Every group is infiltrated.
You
I
know?
mean, damn near every group, there is someone in there.
Yeah. And I tell people, and I told the woman I was chatting with today, I was like, always assume, because I always assume
Yep.
someone's either listening or looking
Hmm.
at my posts and stuff like that. I'm not doing anything wrong. And oh, that's what they all say. I don't do anything wrong, so I have nothing to worry about. I'm not a criminal. Well, I'm not. But I'm also not sitting there talking about, hey, I want to do J6 or,
Exactly.
I want to do XYZ, all these things. I'm not like the Proud Boys going out and fighting with BLM or Antifa.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
you do
granted,
you, boo.
I give the Proud Boys kudos.
Yeah.
They're awesome, But again, I personally, with what I'm doing, I'm not going to do that right now because I haven't been to a large organized thing. The last one I went to, Glenn Beck did something at UCF 2009, 2010, something like that. That was the last big thing that I went to. My wife and I went to a Tea Party rally around the same time back then. And that was right after my wife got her citizenship. And she was in tears. Not because she was afraid. I mean, just opposite, because the feeling of being a part of something and, America and rah-rah and all that. But I haven't been to a large organized thing like that in over 10 years for just that reason. I had friends that went to J6. Hey, come on with us. I'm like, no. He's like, guys, it's a trap. Don't you understand that? Oh, we got it. Go ahead, man. Go.
The
And-
smart ones knew it
And
was a trap.
3 of those people that I know that went were all arrested. Granted, they were let off, whatever, but still, it's like, no. I had a dream. Oh God, this was probably around, again, 2010-ish, around there, when I had just helped found one of the national groups that we had founded. Got pretty big for a while. I don't say the name simply because, to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and the dream basically was I was at a big rally type thing. And there was someone on stage, a politician, and we were slamming them hardcore. Screw you, you're lying, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they were trying to rah-rah, and the crowd just wasn't having it. And I noticed, there were H1 Hummers, like military Hummers around the area, which is okay, fine, security, whatever. But then I did notice that there was some sea wire on the back of a couple of the Hummers. I was like, wait a minute. Now, for those people that know what sea wire is, we're talking concertina wire, razor wire, that big box that's behind you over there, behind that chair, that's sea wire. I got boxes of it back there. But I digress. And I was like, no, something's not right. Let's get out of here. And me and the 2 people in the dream was with, I don't know who they were, just people. As soon as we got past the perimeter and got out of there, things got nasty. People started throwing stuff at the stage, tomatoes, the type of stuff. The H1s started running around, pulling the concertina wire like they do to basically trap the people. And then as people tried to flee, all of a sudden, as the troops moved in, we were already out into the woods. We were out. We were gone. And I remember looking back and seeing people, because they were driving the H1s into the crowd with the wire to catch them up in there. And they were like screaming in pain and slicing the whole deal. And I woke up from that sweating. And right, I was like, never am I going to another large organized thing, because I knew that's coming. Granted, this was in 2010, so 13 years ago. It hasn't happened in 13 years, fine. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen the next time.
Yeah.
Or the next time. And look what happened during J6.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't even go to movies anymore. I don't want to be anywhere where there's a large congregation of people. I've become a hobbit. If I don't have to leave the Shire, I don't leave the Shire. I stay.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please remember to like and subscribe and share with your friends. We will see you next time.